Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and who also rule well. Peace and salutation to those of the hopeful elect. Just want to do a lesson pretty much going into how, all right, inflation is going to lead to civil unrest. All right, because we're seeing and we're also feeling the effects of inflation, but it's only going to get worse. It's going to get to a point where people is no longer going to tolerate the poor living conditions that the Lord is bringing upon America, also known as Babylon the Great within the scriptures. All right. These people, they're not used to living, all right, under these harsh conditions that the Lord is about to bring. All right. Because inflation is not going to just end here. All right. It's going to get to a point where prices is just going to be outright ridiculous. All right. It's going to get to a point where people is going to get fed up and they're going to start taking matters in their own hands. All right. They're going to be approaching, their local city councils. All right. They're going to, be calling for emergency meetings. All right. They're going to be, calling for, the president, to do something in their local neighborhoods. All right. People's going to start crying out to the government. So I want to get 2nd Ezra 15 and 14 because, hey, we're in unprecedented times because we're at the end. All right. This is the reason why things is happening like this. All right. The grocery store prices is going up. Gas prices is going up. All right. Pretty soon people is not going to be able to sustain a household, especially people that have a lot of children, all right, in their households. Okay. It's going to start getting dry out here. Okay. You're going to go to the grocery stores and there's less and less food. And the food that is available is going to be super expensive. All right. That's if you have enough gas to get to the grocery store. So 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, meaning destruction. All right. Because this current system, this current infrastructure that's within the earth has to be done away with. All right. And the earth, is being ran by the elites. So on a global scale, the elites, they have their working system in place, going all the way back to the decentralized banking system and also how they manipulate and run the different governments that's within the earth. It all stems back to the 1% bankers. OK. And, the earth is vast, so things that is breaking down, on a global scale. You have the what is it? The food chain supply is being broken down. The supply chain is being broken down. OK. What's going on with the Ukraine and Russia is a political thing. All right. And it really is going to hurt America. All right. Financially, I should say what's going on in Ukraine and Russia is not a political per se, but it's about money. OK. It's not about, an actual war. It's about money. All right. And resources. All right. And Russia is trying to take that upper hand. All right. And that's what you see. Russia is making moves. Now, pretty much everything is going to lead into a physical, a real war, because the scriptures speak about the third woe, which is World War III. All right. And we know that the outcome of World War III, America is going to get hit with the bulk of the missiles that are created within the earth. OK. Now, other parts of the world is going to get hit with those missiles, too. But again, the bulk of those missiles is going to be upon the great whore, which is America. All right. So, we're in unprecedented times and we're leading up to that. All the prophecies is being forwarded. The famine is being forwarded right now. All right, and we're seeing the evidence of it because of the hyperinflation, and not only that, the food chain supply. So it's woe unto the world. Okay, verse 15, it says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh," and we know ultimately the sword is going into the thermonuclear destruction. Okay, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, and we're seeing that. All right, but it's only going to be increased. All right, because the Lord is going to draw all nations down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is there in the Middle East. Okay, and that's where the war to end all wars is going to take place. All right, all these different nations is going to go up to that land. Okay, it says, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Yeah, and this is going to happen in America also. You know, all right, that's sedition. All right, people is going to be you know uprising. Okay, and there's a quote. It says, I believe Gerald Salente, he said that when people have nothing left to lose, then they lose it. All right, and people is on the verge of that even now. All right, yeah, this devil, he has lifted, you know, uh, the restrictions according to the so-called, you know, pandemic that's going on. All right, you don't have to have a mask anymore. All right, but Esau is just doing that because right now he's plotting the next psyop as we speak. You know, the thing in the Ukraine, that's a psyop, but he's plotting more. Hey, Esau, he's finna roll them all out. He's going back to back. So he's already plotting the next hell that he's finna put on these people, man. Cause this devil, he intends on breaking the spirits of the people on the earth. So when he rolls in the MOTB, all right, people will just willingly take it with no resistance. Okay, all right, but he's not going to break the will of Yahweh Shema Shai's elect. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord is upon his servants. And on top of that, the elect, when they see the destruction of this world, the elect get happy. All right, yeah, the elect is going to be amongst it. All right, but the Lord also promised that he was going to preserve his elect. All right, during these hard times. Really, so the Lord has preserved 7,000 men that would not bow to the image of Baal. Okay, so going back to Second Ezra 15 and 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." All right, so people is going to start looking at the next person and sizing them up. All right, and, hey, that these people, they look wealthy. They look like they got their stuff together. People's gonna start sizing other people up to start taking their goods. All right, because that's how cutthroat is gonna be out here. Let me actually get a quick precept. This is Matthew 24 and 12. "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." And iniquity is abounding. All right, iniquity has reached an all-time high. All right, it's to the point to where now it's surpassed the level of pre-flood. All right, and when you read about why the Lord flooded the earth, the scriptures go into how it was only in man's heart continually to do evil. So it was set in man on earth. It was set in their heart to continuously do evil. So the Lord had to put a stop to it. That's why the Lord brought the first death, all right, which is with water. But now the Lord, he made a covenant with the earth that he is not going to, destroy the earth with water anymore. That's why you have the rainbow, all right. But now the Lord is going to do it with that fire, okay, and hence the weapons of the Lord's indignation, those missiles, okay. So that's how bad the iniquity has gotten. It's to the point to where now the Lord has to have, that intervention within the earth, the divine intervention, man. Okay, the Lord has to judge the earth on a mass scale. All right, it tell you that also in Revelations 18, where it says the iniquities have reached unto heaven. All right. So now the Lord gotta step in now, and hence the second death. So it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. So hey, the love of many people are waxing cold because iniquity is abounding. All right. These people, they're getting ready to fucking do things that they've never thought they'd be doing, like eating their own children. Okay. All right. People's gonna be backstabbing each other. All right. Friends that went to college together, high school, they gonna be backstabbing each other. All right. Family. All right. So going back to 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So people is not going to fear the law no more. All right. People already don't fear the police. They don't have a respect for the police like that no more. All right. People, they'll cuss out the police. They have a negative condemnation, which that's a good thing, because a lot of these Edomite cops, that's all they do is shoot Jake in the street. Now, even though that's judgment from the Lord, but nevertheless, people don't have a respect for the police. So how much more when things get real? you know all right, all these right wing, you know they stand on the Second Amendment. All right, they gonna take matters in their own hands. All right, it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, so they're not gonna regard the kings and priests. They're not gonna regard the government, whatever mandates. All right, because when the famines hit heavy, Esau, he's gonna do that's lock down the state. They gonna have curfews, and a lot of people ain't gonna be with that, man. All right, verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, and Esau, this devil, he's getting ready as we speak behind the scenes. All right, to they're training, for modern combat and what to do in a situation where America, hits catastrophe. So they planning to set up garrisons. They're planning to set on entry and exit points of cities and blocking off any other exit points. You know, total martial law, pretty much. So this is the time that's coming. All right, why you think all these restrictions, all right, and mandates be coming down the pipeline, and all these different legislations is being put in play? It's because the devil, he's planning on locking everything down, man. All right, all while you people's catching hell already. You're starving. All right, verse 19 it says, verse 18 it says, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. All right, going into the love of many waxing cold, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. All right, and the sword, that goes into any weapon, including the sword. But we know the modern day swords is the guns too. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's the time we're coming into, the lack of bread and great tribulation. All right, inflation. It's to the point where people is not going to be able to function in society. All right, and when people get like that, they start bugging out. All the comforts that they have, all right, the Lord finna take that away. You're not going to be able to buy any or purchase any alcohol. All right, the stores is going to be empty, man. All right, then on top of that, they're going to shut down these major league sports. They're gonna start shutting all that down. Then once they shut down the internet, the major league sports and things of that nature, then people is gonna know it's real. Then people is gonna be faced with reality, okay? And people is not gonna like it at all, man. All right. So I'm gonna get another precept. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at 28 just to hit the point. It says, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Okay, So the increase of his house, man, shall depart. All right. America is no longer going to be that land, that land where dreams come true, man, which it already isn't. Okay. But this place is going to turn into a nightmare. All right. You know, just not too long ago, all them ships that was out there, them container ships that had nothing but like goods coming into America. All right, the Lord finna cut that off. All right, instead of things being stalled, they're just not going to come at all. All right, then you have the trucker strike. All right, that's still going on. Okay, and actually it's growing. All right, see, the Lord is growing all these different, you know, things, events that's taking place in the earth. They're only growing, and it's going to lead, to massive people being put to death. All right, because this is the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, it says, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. In the day of whose wrath? The Lord's wrath. Verse 29, it says, this is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. And we know that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, and this man, he's going down. All right, and his plan to revamp everything, all right, is going to fail ultimately. All right, and you Edomites, you so-called white people, is going to go straight into slavery. All right, and after 1,000 years, you're going to be eliminated. Okay, and the rest of you heathens that are here too, y'all going to go into slavery too, man. All right. So, hey, man, the Lord is breaking down the infrastructure and the foundations of this earth. Okay, Esau, he has a plan. Okay, but his plan is going to fall in the mist. All right, it's actually going to come down upon his own head. All right, and these nations that want to rise up, all right, out of this and become a new global power, all right, hey, they're going to be met with the resistance of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right. So yeah, this is leading, to the great destruction, man. We're seeing it, we're experiencing it right now, man. The prices, you know, but it's only going to get worse, man. It's going to get to a point where, you're going to have to be as a pilgrim upon the earth, like the book of Eli, where you just walking around, everybody's just walking around trying to figure out what they going to eat. You go in the store, all right, you have like a little travel bottle of lotion, or a little travel bottle of shampoo and conditioner. Hey, that's gonna be like $50 in that time. You know, some wet wipes and stuff. All right, and it's gonna be crazy, man. But hey, the Lord said that he was gonna preserve his elect through that. All right, and it's all about having faith in Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 5:7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Yeah, because at the sight of things, even the situations you may be in, okay, it's gonna look through. It's gonna look like there's no hope whatsoever. All right, but the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So in the midst of that, we already gonna know what time it is. All right. And that's where the faith has to kick in, because, we know that the Lord, he's capable of doing all things, man. All right. So even what situation you may be in, hey, that's why the Lord wants us to call upon him in truth and sincerity. And the Lord will get us out of these situations, man. See, the Lord is building us up now and fortifying our spirits, because we're going into the time of trouble, a time like no other. Okay. So we're going to need faith. We're going to need Yahweh Shema Shai in these times, man, and nothing else. Okay. And that's why it's so important, to cleave unto Yahweh Shema Shai now. All right. We don't have time to put off the Lord day by day, and there's Israelites out there that, obviously they're not, making an effort, to get to this truth, man. They may know that they're Israelites. It may, they may hear, you know, uh, somebody talking about how, you know, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are Israelites, and they might, be intrigued. They'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna check in that. But then Jake, is procrastinating, man. All right, now is the time, because time is of the essence, okay? And the sooner, you seek the face of Yahweh Shema Shai, the sooner the Lord is going to, build you up, man, by putting you through the process, the straight gate, man. You know, but brothers is already prepared. Brothers fast. Brothers is praying. Building up those spiritual habits, man, because it's really going to be needed in that time, okay, that we're coming into, man. Faith. All right, let me actually get a quick precept, and I'll close it out. It's in Second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 9 and 7. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. Okay, so that's how the elect is going to be saved. All right, through faith and the works, which they both go hand in hand. Okay, they pretty much drive each other. Okay, the faith, drives the works. All right, but the works prove that you have faith. The works is the evidence that you have faith. Okay, all right, and if you have faith, then you would do the works. All right, it says whereby ye have believed. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and that's what we want, to be preserved. Okay, even now brothers are still doing good, man. you know and the Lord set up a support system too for the body, which is going to be utilized, the more closer we get, man, to the end. you know Brothers have tithes, all right. you know Everything that that the Lord set up, all right, revolving around his servants, is really to preserve. Okay, and then even when brothers get separated from the body, in the time of Jacob's trouble, you might be alone, all right. And you also have the support system of the holy angels, man, to minister. you know it tell you that in uh what is it, Psalms 91. It says he shall keep his angels, he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. you know so the Spirit's gonna be working with his servants, man. So it says shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land. So it's written that even though it's gonna be the worst times ever, we have to keep that hope within us through faith, that the Lord is gonna get us out of it, even though it's gonna look like doom and gloom. But just like that movie, The Book of Eli, we walk by faith and not by sight, man. Because at the sight of things, all right, it's gonna look through. All right, it's gonna take something much greater than just looking on the surface value of the situation, man. All right, you gotta apply the Spirit. It says, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So it goes into predestination, man. You know, Abaratazah, we predestinated, to be preserved, because if so, then there's nothing that you can do. All right, you're just gonna be delivered. All right, but of course, the Lord gonna put the fire on you, and the Lord is gonna subject us to hope. So we don't know. All right, but if it is, then hey, the Lord is gonna take care of Jake, man. So with that being said, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai by Shema Chakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and citation to those that are hopeful elect. Shalom and a barber ball.